DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. It is Sunday afternoon. What time is it? It is 2:45. Yeah, it's rather warm here. Actually, it is 25, 26, something like that Celsius. So that's comfortable. I mean, it's not so warm or so hot, that you're looking for great shade, put it that way. But it's nice. It is. Oh, it's been a big week. Been a very, very busy week. Now, we had, I'm going to move. I think I got the sun in the background here. Let's see if I can move over here. Is this better? I think it is. Well, just kind of there, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so, it was, I was gonna say, yeah, one of those weeks where we had guests over on Wednesday, and I was at a shareholders meeting on Thursday. I'll get to that in a minute. And 2 Spanish classes, different things, the shopping and so on. So it kept us busy. Had the kids over yesterday. So yeah, it was one of those things where you always seem to have something every day. And, well, how could I say? I'm not a great sports fan, but there is the football World Cup over at football soccer, for those of you in North America. And the World Cup, where it's kind of shared between, and I spoke about this, didn't I, the last time, between Mexico, Canada, and the United States. Yes, the United States has the lion's share of the games, but the first game was over at the Aztec Stadium in Mexico City. Now that is a beautiful looking stadium, and I have to say that the inauguration ceremony was really something. It really was. We looked at it kind of partially online, partially on the television. It was very, very impressive. One thing I gotta say is that I don't know if anybody makes fiesta like the Mexicans. It was nice both in the stadium and outside of the stadium. Oh, there's somebody on the street over there that's probably talking his phone. You might hear him. I don't know. I do every now and then. Yeah, and there was something I found kind of interesting in what went on over in Mexico, is that the president of Mexico, so it's a lady, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, and as I guess most people, she had a ticket for the inauguration ceremony and game. I think, yeah, they were saying it was ticket 001 or something like that. And she found that the price of tickets were way too expensive, something like that. And I don't know if she made a contest or what, but anyway, she gave her ticket away. It was a young boy, I believe, or a young person, I don't know if it was a boy or not, that either wanted it or something like that, and took her place. And what she did is that she wore a jersey, a football jersey, and went into a fan zone with the people to celebrate. Now, that's pretty good. I find it's pretty good. I don't know actually how it is in all the other countries. I know that in the United States, President Trump was on his way to Europe, if I'm not wrong, or will be on his way to Europe for the G7. So he was not, as far as I know, in the stadium. I don't know about the Canadian Prime Minister. We watched that game. I don't recall if they showed him or not. Maybe he was there, maybe he wasn't. Anyway, now, Mrs. DC is the one who's into football and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of there. I have my headphones on, and I don't put in the silencing mode, so I just kind of look and see. Like we had the first game of the Swiss yesterday, which wasn't great actually. They were ahead 1-0, 1-0, and against Qatar. And at the last, I was almost going to say the last 30 seconds, Qatar managed to equalize it. Yeah. So anyway, there's going to be a lot of soul searching, I think, from the Swiss side. But frankly, I don't actually care all that much about who wins and who doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, we had a lot of things going on. We had some friends over, which we made a nice meal. I mean, I had a rack of lamb. We had some in the freezer for a long time, and pulled that out. So I made that on the barbecue. So that was good. Like I was going to say, since it was in the freezer for a while, there was no added expenses that much this week in that respect for that. And I was off to a shareholders meeting. So the last place I worked, I still had some shares there, almost by charity, I guess. The company is going really, really bad. And they're wondering, a lot of people are wondering, are they going to survive? And I don't know. I was looking at things, and was there some mismanagement? Yeah, there was. What kind of gets me, though, was I know that there was ideas and projects that I had 15 years ago now, and they were not brought to fruition, to my great frustration at the time. And now they're starting to bring some of these things back as novel ideas. And other companies are bringing these ideas as well. And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, we were like 15 years ahead of all you guys, and we just let it go? Somebody might say maybe we were just too fast. There is that as well, Sometimes a market is not ready for something, and then when it comes, but now that it's come, the company that I used to work for doesn't know how to do it anymore. Oh well. Anyway, so that was kind of interesting to be there. The thing is that after a certain number of years, you just don't know the people anymore. Believe it or not, a certain number of my colleagues have actually passed away. The ones that were slightly older than I was and had passed away from illness. Others have left the company, didn't bother to come to the shareholders meeting. So, yeah, it was kind of like a slight disappointment for me not to meet up with many people. I had a few good chats, but that was about it. Yeah, anyway, what am I up to? 7 minutes and a half, or it's coming up to 8. Yeah. So anyway, that's the way it is. Like I say, the week is being busy, and this week coming, well, I don't know. I have a discussion probably tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday, with my Spanish teacher, because I've been going over. We like to talk about philosophy and things like that at times, or religious philosophy, and we might discuss, on the religiosity of football. There's so many comparisons there, and I've been looking up a little bit about what was called the Church of Maradona. That's pretty weird, actually, in a way, but it does kind of show the type of almost fetishism or whatever, idolatry, I guess we could more say, in this respect. Yeah, yes, it's more of that, that cult of the idols. Yeah, it goes more in that direction. Anyway, it's quite an interesting thing, because the whole thing, I guess, around football in a way is that it definitely is a sport of the masses, because all you need is a ball and your feet, we could say. So anyway, I guess it's something to that. I was reminded, though, when I reminded myself, when I was in grade school, we used to play it a lot. We called it soccer at the time, but it was, I guess, probably because it was a cheap game for having at school, and nobody had to, to be excellent at it. All you had to do is try and kick the ball, and we would play, between with the boys and the girls. We'd make teams. Anyway, maybe some of you remember those days. Yeah. Okay, that's about it for today. Just a quick chat. Like I say, today's Sunday. Yeah, I was the cameraman at church today, and That was a bit of a pain, not because it's hard doing the camera at church, but there was technical issues with the microphones. And since I'm connected into my camera, if they have technical issues with the microphones, well, I don't get the sound that I should get, you know. But it all worked out finally. It did. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.